It is all too often said that there is no miracles performed these days. Well, I'd like to challenge this idea with my story of a mother's faith, part 3. Welcome to Miracles in the 21st Century. I am Uriah St Juste. Now, in part 1, I shared how I saw my mother pray. She modeled prayer and faith in God. In part 2, I shared how, as a child, I put this into practice and I saw that it worked for me. In this last part, I want to share with you how God performed a miracle for me without me even praying or even asking. So back when I was at college, I was a poor theology student, never having any money. That particular day, I had gathered all the coins, the loose coins that was in my apartment, just enough to get the bus fare to get to school that day. I had to take 3 different buses to get to school. This was in the island of Trinidad and Tobago, where I studied at the University of the Southern Caribbean. And I had taken the first 2 buses, and I was about to get to the last bus. I had just enough to get to school with no money to get back home. But I had to get a class. I had to get to work that morning and then classes in the afternoon. So when I get off the last bus and I'm rushing to get I got off the second to last bus and I'm rushing to get to the last bus, there's this voice in my head, not a real audible voice, but it's like a thought. Go to the ATM. And I'm like, why? Like, there's nothing there. I know there isn't anything there. And the thought won't go away. It was just like, go to the ATM. And I'm like thinking like, but no, there's, I checked yesterday. There's nothing. And it's like the 3rd time, go to the ATM. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to the ATM. Just so that this impression, this thought, this voice can leave me alone. It's like, so I get to the ATM and the ATM is inside a little room. Sometimes you put your card in to let you in. And sometimes there's someone in there. There might be a queue. No one around. I went in, walked up to the machine. And, when you go to an ATM, usually the screen would have these options. It would say welcome, and whatever, please insert your card. But like when I walked up to the screen was like someone had inserted their card and put in their PIN, and all of the options were available. I had not even touched the machine, didn't put my card or anything. And literally, it said at the top, what would you like to do? And there is deposit, there is withdrawal, there's balance inquiry, there's transfer. And I'm like, this is weird, because that would only happen if someone put their card in and put in their PIN. So I'm thinking maybe there's a glitch in the machine, and if I pressed any button, it would go back to the opening screen and say, welcome to the ATM, please insert your card. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to press the withdraw button. I pressed the withdraw button, and the next screen said, how much would you like to withdraw? I'm like, are you serious? Now, knowing that didn't have any money, and there was this voice that said to me, go to the ATM, I'm like, and there's the thing where you could put in any number. But I'm not going to be dishonest. I'm going to be like, how much do I need? $40 would tide me over. In the next few days, I'm going to be getting some money from home and I'll be okay. That's all I need. But I'm really not expecting anything to happen. I'm thinking at some point the machine is going to reset itself. And I typed in $40, and like the machine goes, as you know they do, and $40 spits out. And I'm like, this can't be real. What do? Grab it. And I ran out. No receipt came out. No card came out. So it's not like somebody's card is in there and I'm taking this money out of someone's account. And like I just rushed out and rushed to the bus. And I'm like, what just happened? And I'm starting to feel a little bit guilty, like, did I just steal? But there was this voice telling me 3 times very strongly, go to the ATM. Knowing that I hadn't had money, and yes, I'm doing some general prayers. This was not a specific prayer. And for a long time, I didn't understand what happened. And I never shared this testimony because in the back of my head, I'm thinking, was that really honest? Did I steal from the bank? The story doesn't end there. Probably about 18 months later on, this time I have a sponsor. So you can say as a poor student, I'm flowing with money. I have regular money just enough to get me through. And I go to the machine regularly to get money out. And that particular day, about 18 months later, go to the same machine and I wanted to withdraw some money. And I typed in about $40 what I wanted to withdraw. I put in my card this time, typed my PIN, said I wanted $40 out. The machine made its noise. The receipt came out, the card popped out, and it said, thank you for your transaction, but no money came out. And I was mad, I was angry, and I'm saying I'm going to go in there and I'm going to tell them that they robbed me. And then I remembered, same machine, same bank, same amount that was taken from my account. And I got the receipt that said it was withdrawn from my bank account, but no money came out. And then it's like God was telling me that was a loan. And I caused it through some miracle to be paid back. And I just said, thank you, Jesus. I could sleep well knowing that I didn't rob the bank. God has this amazing way of balancing things out. You may not understand it. You may not know, but He has a way of working things out. And this is as a result of a mother who demonstrated, who modeled faith and trusting in God. And even though at that time, that's last one, I didn't specifically pray. Yes, I prayed on that morning, Lord, please provide. But God worked a miracle that day without even me knowing. And in case you might be thinking, well, that wasn't ethical and you shouldn't have done that. I believe it's God's voice who sent me to that machine. And He Himself paid it back when it was due. So trust God. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17, pray without ceasing. Trust God because He's still a miracle working God today. God bless you. See you again next time.